once upon a time, it was an embarrassment to strike out. That actually, nowadays, man, right? I mean, it is just a totally different ball of wax.
Well, I struck out 2,597 times. And if you take that by 2021, it's about 130 strikeouts a year. And I had years with 140, 150, 135, 160. Most I ever struck out was 170 my first year. But from there, I probably, in full seasons, was good for 137 to 140. And now you have leadoff hitters that strike out that much, and you have a promotion in the game. They promote because the analytics decipher that you should swing up. And that's crazy. You need to learn to find the baseball first with the barrel before you start trying to swing up. That's what people don't understand. You have guys with natural swings that wind up with that barrel up over their shoulder. And then there are some guys like Winfield, George Brett, guys that finished with the barrel under their shoulder. But if you see Mantle or Mays or Aaron or the great fly ball hitters, guys that hit home runs, Rodriguez and McCovey, they all finished with the barrel above the shoulder. And then the guys that hit the ball and put it in place so much, like Tony Gwynn and Carew, they finished it with the barrel below the shoulder. It's not an upswing. You got to learn to find the ball first with the barrel before you start swinging up. It's crazy that they teach that.
What do you make, Reg, of the checking of the pitchers these days? You know, hat, glove.
I think it's crazy. I don't like it. And I'm not an against the commissioner guy.
Right.
I think they're trying to do the best they can. But what bothers me is when they went back a few years ago, the analytics talked about spin rate. We got the spin rate. It's the same way, you know, when you take a look at some of the other things that they talk about in the game that they feel they have figured out. Well, if you put a little pine tar on the ball, your spin rate's going to get better. I mean, and that's old news because in my era, guys would use a little pine tar, put it in the stripe on their pants or put it inside their belt, you know, where you put your pants together and your belt goes under, you stick your thumb inside and you got it and you can take your fingers and get a little bit. And it's almost like was acknowledged that, okay, it's a cold day here in the spring. Guys probably using a little pine tar, okay. But as far as what they're doing now, is it cheating? Yes. But, you know, during a time, the pine tar that was an additive for stickum, for a better grip, it was used. But, you know, what they're doing now is somewhat of an embarrassment. And the problem I have with it is the analytics talk about how they have increased the spin rate. That's my disappointment with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate just seeing pitch. And I was somebody who say, let's get the spider tack, that sort of industrial strength material that building contractors use. Like, let's get that out of the game. And now that's leading to, you know, pitchers taking their pants off. You know, like it's just.
Well, they brought it on themselves, though. They brought it on themselves. But I believe it's what the analytics have done, trying to promote spin rates. I don't need to tell people about spin rates. Go ask Nolan Ryan and Burt Blyleven and Steve Carlton and Bobby Gibson about spin rates. They'll tell you about spin rates. But it's so sad for me to see see the analytical people take credit for it. I went to see some of our hitters once in the minor leagues with the Yankees, and I got back and the general manager said, how'd it go? I said, great. He said, well, people were concerned about what you were going to tell the hitters. I said, really? He said, yes. I said, that makes me sick to my stomach. Embarrassing. I need to define what I'm going to tell a hitter. Really. And the guy that asked it and said it ran the hitting for the Yankees, and never played it down, never touched the ball, never took a snap, couldn't tie a pair of spikes. Never played.
What were they? What were they afraid of? What you'd say to the hitters, Reg?
I have no idea. So I said to someone at a high level, I said, for someone to question me about hitting, when I was in the top 5 all time of postseason pressure performers, and I said, you want to know what else? Not only was I in the top 5, I wasn't number 3, 4, or 5. And somebody asked me a question about hitting. I just kind of laughed and chuckled when I got done saying it.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.